Tim Ambrose, in conjunction with Warwickshire's lower middle order, showed off his experience to remove a troublesome situation for his team on the second day of the LV County Championship match with Hampshire at Edgbaston. Resuming on the second morning on 14 without loss in response to the visitors' 319 all-out, Warwickshire made a steady enough start with the bat as Varun Chopra and Ian Westwood carried the score to 39. 3 wickets for 3 runs that had Hampshire on top. Chopra on 24 was brilliantly held behind by Adam Wheater of Gareth Berg. James Tomlinson had Westwood taken in the slips in the next over, before the left-armer struck again in his next. Will Porterfield warming up the hands of Will Smith as the home side slipped to 42 for 3. That became 72 for 4 when Laurie Evans was bang in front to Sean Irvine for 16. It meant that Ambrose, now in his 15th season as a professional, was in earlier than he would have hoped for. He added 20 with Sam Hain, who fell for 25 when he gave Andre Adams his first wicket as a Hampshire player right on the stroke of lunch. Resuming after the break on 92 for 5 and 227 runs behind, the first hour of the afternoon was going to be crucial. Ambrose knew that he just had to make a decent impression, and that's just what he did. So often over the last few years, the Bears have found someone to get them out of the traps. Many times that's been Ricky Clark, but not on this occasion. With 7 runs to his name, he was trapped in front by Adams at 120 for 6. Ambrose needed support from someone, and for an hour it was Keith Barker who did that job. Ambrose played some canny shots to keep the board ticking over, and his efforts were rewarded as he got to a 50 off 83 balls, an innings containing 7 fours. The 32-year-old, who played 11 test matches for England, was supplying a knock which was badly needed by his team, one of the favourites to lift the title again this summer. It was the 65th time in his career that Ambrose had got this far in the first-class game. On a delightful day in Birmingham, we at last had a partnership of note between these two. When they came together, there was even a little talk of the possibility of a follow-on, but with Barker relishing facing up to Danny Briggs, that talk was soon removed as these two carried the total to 185 with a partnership of 65. It was ended there by Irvine. Barker on 31 picking the wrong length to try to pull, offering Andre Adams a catch at mid-off instead. Warwickshire do have the strength of batting very deep, and next in was Jitan Patel, who quickly put bat to ball, this smash off Liam Dawson travelling the distance. By tea, Warwickshire had recovered to 221 for 7, now trailing by only 98. Ambrose was by now into the 70s and was again adding to that in the evening session with Patel for company. They were able to add a further 65 runs for the 8th wicket to bring up a second batting point. A quicker ball from Briggs then did for Patel on 30 in spite of an immaculate looking forward defensive shot. So all eyes now turned to Ambrose as he closed in on the 13th hundred of his career. This drive took him to 98. And then next ball he uppercut Irvine to the fence for his 15th 4 to get to 3 figures off 141 balls. It was a bullish performance and one which had certainly kept his side in touch with their opponents. Dawson may have been cursing after dropping Ambrose on 35. And the batsman was put down again the over after raising his bat, the ball going straight through the fingers of Irvine at slip. Ambrose was finally dismissed for 113, the hardness of the second new ball seeing him shovel Tomlinson to Jimmy Adams in the covers. The innings was then ended on 280 as Berg had last man Boyd Rankin held by James Vince. Hampshire then led on first innings by 39 runs. But they lost Jimmy Adams to the very first ball of their second dig, Barker getting it absolutely right first up with a ball which would have dismissed many a left-hander. Barker was at times able to swing the new ball around corners, and Michael Carberry would have done well to nick this one. But as the shine disappeared off the ball, batting became that much easier, and Carberry and Dawson were able to bat through the last 45 minutes of the day to just about give their side the edge going into the second half of this contest. Hampshire will be pleased with the way things have developed thus far. They enter day 3 on 38 for 1, which puts them 77 runs to the good. That day will tell us much more as to where this intriguing contest is heading.